A long-time light heavyweight champ and fighting legend steps into the cage Saturday at Bellator 131. Welcome in to ESPN's MMA Live Extra. I'm Phil Murphy. Coming off a win in his Bellator debut in May, Tito Ortiz steps into the cage Saturday against Stephan Bonnar, and the People's Champ joins us now. Tito, you're not only a veteran of mixed martial arts, but you're a veteran of grudge matches, looking back to your fights against Ken Shamrock, Chuck Liddell. How does this fight against Stephan Bonnar compare?
I think this is quadruples like no other. You know, Shamrock, I think I dislike the man, but nothing like Stephan Bonnar. You know, I think Shamrock kept it very amongst the game, amongst the rules, I guess you can say, between just me and him. Stephan Bonnar went over and beyond that by talking about my family, talking about my fans, talking about the support I have for the troops. He's just take every low blow after low blow.
So how far back do these issues stem? When did they begin?
You know, I think it started out last year, right before I started getting ready to sign with Bellator. Dana White came out with Stephan Bonnar saying, Bonnar said that my ex took all my money, that's why I'm fighting again. He just said some very personal things about me. And I think Dana thought that I would be a sucker and to sign back with the UFC to fight Bonnar. And I want no part of that. I was sick of being bullied. And I took an opportunity to sign with Bellator. They gave me everything I wanted. They treated me with the respect that us fighters deserve. And I just thought in my mind, how do I get an opportunity to get Stephan Bonnar into the cage with me in Bellator? Well, we made it happen. One of my friends, former friends, Dave Thomas, signed him into Bellator. Bonnar took the hook, line, and sinker. He's getting suckered, and he doesn't realize it. And on Saturday night, I'm going to punish him for everything he said.
You mentioned getting suckered. In an interview with MMAweekly.com, you said that you baited Bonnar into having your high school wrestling coach, Paul Herrera, work with him. How did that come about?
Well, you know, actually, you kind of find who's the true friends and who are not. And Dave Thomas, who I thought was one of my best friends, who signed Bonnar to fight me, he actually talked Paul into coaching Bonnar. And people got to understand, Paul I've known since high school wrestling and college wrestling. Helped me for my last camp. I know the ins and outs and everything he's done. Not to the fact that I have a spy in, but the fact that I know everything that Paul knows. I know everything he's going to teach him. Paul knows everything I know. Well, if you want to learn everything I know, just watch my fights. You're going to see what I'm going to do. You see how my takedowns are. You see how to defend them. And, you know, they trained in Huntington Beach, they trained in Corona, and I have people that live in the areas that know things that went on in the camp and seen. I don't need no extra spies to know what Bonnar's going to do. I know I can beat him. I just want to get in his head. If he wants to play the mind tricks and the mind games against me, saying he has my training coach, he has my sparring partners and so forth, great, cool. This is a little bit of art of war. And let's see whose mind's a little more stronger. And on Saturday night, when I compete against Bonnar, I'll put doubt in his mind, put doubt in his heart that I'm going to crush him. And I'm going out for first blood. This fight's going to be amazing, exciting, and entertaining like no other. And I promise each and every one of my fans, the millions that will be tuning in on Spike TV.
Well, you said you know about his camp. How has yours gone?
My camp's gone great. You know, actually, it was hard to find big guys that kind of match Bonnar's size. I was able to find two guys, one of my friends, Adrian, and another guy, Scott, who are, you know, 6'2", 6'3", about 230, and able to move them around with no problem. My wrestling side, of course, the kickboxing and the sparring side. I'm working at Rain with Mark Munoz, so a lot of the guys there were able to spar with. My running, my lifting, everything's gone perfect. I was able to actually put in a 9-week camp for this fight compared to when I fought Shlemenko back in May, where I was only put 3.5 to 4-week camp. So my body's ready, my mind's ready. You know, when I get that mentally focused and ready to compete, I know I'm ready to fight. And on Saturday night, I'm going to make it exciting for the fans to watch.
You mentioned the Shlemenko fight. It was your Bellator debut and your first fight in 22 months. How did it feel walking out of the cage that night with the victory there?
You know, it felt like no other. It just felt like the hard work I put into it was the turnout that I got. And it was over quicker than I thought it was going to end. But I said, it comes down to the fights are won in the gym. And I put so much work into it. For this fight, as I put as much work as I possibly could, where it's time to showcase my skills. And when my hand was raised after the Shlemenko fight, that gratification of knowing I put in the hard work just made it that much more gratifying for me.
So, Tito, what will it take for you to get your hand raised again in the Bellator cage, this time Saturday night against Stephan Bonnar?
Ferocity, emotions, controlled anger, aggression, put it on him like he's never had it before. He's never even fought anybody like me, and he's going to realize how strong I am, how fast I am, how hard I hit when I'm on top of him. He says he's going to stuff my takedown. He says he's going to get out from underneath me. Well, he's going to have to prove that on Saturday night. And people want to see some blood. People want to see some violence. Tune into Spike TV, 9 p.m. West Coast time, as I face Stephan Bonnar, and he's going to lose. I'm going to get my hand raised.
Tito, thanks so much. Best of luck on Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
For more mixed martial arts coverage, head over to ESPN.com/MMA. For the People's Champ, Tito Ortiz, I'm Phil Murphy. Thanks for watching.